Hey y'all, if you enjoy history and you ever make it to Virginia, we have a campground for you. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Lisa. Today you'll find us camping at the Thousand Trails in Williamsburg, Virginia.
As Jimmy mentioned, Williamsburg is a very historical area. In under 30 minutes, you could be to Yorktown or Jamestown, and in under 15, you could take a tour of Colonial Williamsburg. For those of you that are not history buffs and not interested in that, but maybe would like to go shopping, you're less than 15 minutes from the Williamsburg Outlets as well. Also, I think it's maybe 2 or 3 exits up the interstate from this campground is Busch Gardens theme park in Williamsburg as well. So lots of fun things to do around the park. Also, there are some fun activities to do in the park. We're going to start our tour off in Section A, which is a mixture of full hookup sites and rental cabins. Side note, most of the sites here, in fact maybe all of the sites here that are full hookup have both 30 and 50 amp, which is a bonus. The streets are all paved. Some of them have some potholes that could use repair, but there is asphalt on the streets. The sites in this particular section, some are back in, some are pull through. The parking area in all of the sites is gravel. There is grass on some of the sites, some of them not. But if you have your pets with you, there are 3 large areas that are grass areas, not fenced in, but grass that you could take your pets and walk them there. And there are cleanup bags there as well. As we round the corner here, we're going to pass through Section B. The majority of Section B are full hookup sites. There are just a couple that are water and electric only, and there are just a few rental cabins, but most of them are full hookups. Also, most of them are pull-through sites. There are a couple of back ends over near the shower and restroom, but other than that, they are pull-throughs. This is one of the closest parks to our home, so we come here more frequently than some of the others. And one of the biggest complaints we have is in this particular section, a lot of the pull-throughs aren't really pull-throughs because there are trees on the corners of so many of the sites that you have to pull in but then back out. So again, I do love the trees, I love the shade, but it would be nice if they could take some of the trees out that are on the corners and make it hard to pull in and out of sites, and make some of the corners at the intersections of the streets when you're trying to navigate the park, it makes it a little tight. We're going to stop and take a look in this bathhouse. Due to the COVID, a lot of the bathhouses aren't open yet. This one that's in B section is open. So I'm going to do just a quick walkthrough of the inside so that you can see how it's laid out. There is a restroom and shower facility in A section as well. It's just not open yet, but it's laid out the exact same way. So sinks and 3 restroom stalls on one side, and then sinks and 3 shower stalls on the other side. 1 shower stall which is handicapped equipped. So just a quick look through for you so you can see what it's like. Again, the one in A section is laid out the same way. There is one other shower and restroom area that is located in the building where the office and indoor pool and jacuzzi are. It is laid out in a very similar fashion to this one as well. As we leave the bathhouse, we will be going down the street and exiting Section B. As we make the turn, you'll see off to the right the building where the office and the indoor pool and stuff are. And then as we round the bend, we'll pull into Section C. Section C has a lot of rental cabins. It seems to be the biggest group of them together in one place. And they also have a few full hookup sites in this section. This is also the area where the 3 handicapped RV sites are located. They are right next to the dumpster, right across from the office, which makes you pretty centrally located to anything you would need to get to. There is a shower and bath facility in the building with the office, as well as a small camp store. So the handicap sites are right there, convenient to everything. As we leave section C, we're going to head back up to what's labeled as the trading post on the map. Normally when the state requirements aren't so tight, you can access a lot from inside this building. Today we're going to access what we can, and I'll try to peek through the windows of some of the areas we don't have access to right now. So this door is where you would normally go to check in. Immediately to your right upon entering the building is the laundry facility. Laundry is $2 a load, whether you're washing or drying. They do have a nice folding table, hanging rack, and laundry cart to move your clothes from washer to dryer. When you leave the laundry facility, normally if you went on to your right, you would get to the check-in desk. And then off to the left is the area where they do like bingo and some of the activities that they do for the kids on the weekends. And they do have a small snack bar that in there as well. They also have a small camp store. They're in the process of renovating and kind of rearranging that, but they do sell ice and firewood and, a few camping supplies that you would expect to find at the camp store. Here on the outside of the building, I'm going to peep in the windows of what is the game room. Right now they have a lot of stuff stored in there because, again, they're renovating and no one's allowed to go in there right now anyway. So you can see it's a very large area. They typically have video games, crane machine, pool tables, things like that. And then on the back side of the building is where the inside or indoor pool and jacuzzi are. Again, normally you can get to all of these areas from within the building. It's just because of COVID that things are shut down. Just outside where the indoor pool is the outdoor pool and the kiddie pool, and they also have a pavilion over beside the pool area that you can use for events, and if they have cookouts and stuff that are campground driven, that's where they house those. And the concrete area kind of in the center of the back of the building is where they do music and dancing and such on the weekends. So usually on Saturday nights, sometimes on Friday nights, and then on holiday weekends, they'll usually have either a DJ or a live band, just depending on what's going on that weekend. As you can see in the aerial view, most of the outdoor activities are centrally located by the office and the pool building. Directly behind the pool is the mini golf. You get your clubs from inside, and then the playground is pretty much in the center of the mini golf course. There's also a ping pong table under that picnic pavilion, so you can get paddles and balls from in the office as well. As we circle around the corner of the mini golf, coming up on your right, you'll see the shuffleboard courts, and then directly past them are the horseshoe pits, and beside that is the basketball, tennis, pickleball court area. Again, all the equipment to play any of these games you would check out in the office. We're going to spin around, go back past the mini golf and shuffleboard area, and take you into section D. D section is a mixture of cabin rentals, full hookup sites, maybe one water and electric only site, and then off to the right as we get through the back row is where the tent sites are located. There is a trail that goes down from the tent area by the pond and comes up in E section, and E section is the next area that we're going to drive through. Of course, we're going to access it by the road, not through the trail by the pond. But E section is predominantly full hookup sites. There are a couple of rental cabins back there as well, but it's kind of an area off to the back all by itself. It is a little steep to get in and out of the one area if you have a fifth wheel. And of course that's depending on the length of your rig. Ours is a little long, so we have to come back in the way we go out. If you have a travel trailer, it's probably not that big of a deal. If you turn left when you come out of E section, that is the trail that leads down to the pond where you can fish. It's a very large pond. One end of it's kind of overgrown, but the other end they have some decks located around the ends where you can fish from. There's also a picnic table down there, so if you wanted to take your lunch and fish while you're down there. On some of the holidays, they have fishing derbies, so they bring the kids down and let them fish. But again, this path is only accessible via golf cart or walking or on a bicycle. It's not something you can drive your car down to. We're going to drive back up the trail and finish up in section E. Williamsburg overall is a great little park. There's a lot of history nearby and fun things to do outside of the park. They also have a lot of activities inside of the park. The only downside that we have ever found in Williamsburg is that the streets are kind of tight and they have a lot of trees, which I know I mentioned before, but when you have bigger units, sometimes it's harder to navigate through the sites. They have, over this past winter, taken several trees down, so they are working on it. It is something that they're aware of. Just something you should keep in mind, before getting there, especially if you arrive late at night. It's not a park that you would probably want to try to navigate and park after dark. One thing I did forget to mention is the convenience. This park is located less than a mile off of Interstate 64.
We hope you enjoyed our campground tour.
And if you're getting value out of these videos, don't forget to subscribe.
And ring the bell.
Until the next time you find us camping.
Safe travels, everyone.